William Lawrence. He's a professor of international relations at American University and a former U.S. diplomat. And he joins me now from Washington. Professor, as usual, always good seeing you. Firstly, just give me your take. It seems Sweden and Finland need to jump over a Turkish hurdle now in order to join NATO. A high-level conversation obviously needs to happen here.
Absolutely. This is a negotiation happening in plain sight. I suspect that it would ultimately be successful. I don't think anyone would accuse Sweden and Finland of deliberately trying to incubate tourism or inflict tourism on Turkey. I think it's more that Sweden and Finland have Kurds in their midst who Turkey deems terrorists and haven't done what Turkey wants in order to throw them out or block them or whatever else. And they've probably chosen those two countries in part because those countries aren't in NATO, right? And those countries aren't part of the alliance structure. And therefore, that gives them a certain room to maneuver. This is definitely a negotiable problem. It's a solvable problem. But I would say that it's not something that should just be dismissed. I think sometimes Turkey's motives are questioned. Some in the West are saying, well, really, Turkey's doing this because they want a neutral position that helps Russia on Ukraine. In that respect, no. I think Turkey's objection should be taken very seriously, and that when it comes to the PKK, when it comes to the Kurdish threats to the Turkish state, Turkey's very serious. These aren't, proxy concerns. These are actual concerns that will need to be addressed.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin says NATO membership for Finland and Sweden will not threaten Russia, but instead, the quote, expansion of military infrastructure into this territory will certainly cause our response. Is Finnish accession to NATO a good idea? I mean, according to one Russian citizen, quote, it is terrifying that St. Petersburg and the Leningrad region will be so close to NATO's bases.
I think these are kind of false concerns. It's also a Russian concern, oft expressed that there's going to be nuclear weapons much closer to Russia. But people often forget there's a little piece of Russia between Poland and the Baltic states, right on the Baltic Sea, that already the Russians deny have nuclear weapons, but probably does. And they already have access to the Black Sea. But Finland's accession doubles the length of the border between NATO countries and Russia, sort of expanding that out. And it creates a better deterrent effect towards Russia. Don't forget, Finland for decades tried to remain neutral, and it was Putin's actions on Ukraine which removed the chance of neutrality being a positive position for Finland to take, because, as they said very clearly, it's no longer a case of a predictable Russia, but an unpredictable Russia, an unpredictable Putin. And this creates a certain predictability in not only the relationship among European countries, but in how Europe is going to face Russia. And that it's that predictability, that stability in the relationship that the Finns seek.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. William Lawrence there for us from Washington, D.C. Thank you once more.